Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. So, our opposition stated, among various contradictions between each other, that, first of all, that products going out to the market today, or that will be going out, is not going to be labeled. And basically, labeling has been around for a while, and most people would like to know if you're eating a cloned animal or an offspring of a cloned animal, because they stated that we will not actually be eating the cloned animals. So once food safety risks are ruled out, a possible concern would be a requirement for consumer information and product labeling, either confined only to cloned products derived from them. Basically, today, companies such as Cryogen, right, Rachel? That's what they're called? Cryogen? Yeah, the company that was one of the tasks to report to the FDA about cloning, they have no, basically, system of like following the clones after their growth. They don't like check up on them. They don't like have checklists of how they're doing. They just basically look to see at their health. So if we have no checklists of how they're doing, how are we supposed to know what is going to happen to them in the long run? We don't know. We don't have any studies right now knowing that these animals will survive in the long run before we start slaughtering them. So how are we supposed to know that long-term diseases are going to occur, long-term anything, is just going to happen? So we don't have any studies. And plus, since these aren't on the market, we don't, like drugs, how they have long-term effects, and we don't know if this meat is going to have a long-term effect on our health. They also stated that 72% of cows clones grow normally. That's after 90% of them die after they are given birth. So 10% is basically alive after the cloning process. So 72% of that 10% stays alive. Also, they stated that they would like to send food, cloned animal food, to impoverished countries, and what she stated is that they're malnutrition, and basically, how are they going to buy our food if they're malnutrition? They don't have enough money to buy their own food, let alone buy cloned food. And basically, giving GM stated, which is also a company that clones food. Okay, so leading company GM stated in 2008, after the FDA approved their risk assessment, that cloning of animals for food to feed the poor nations of our world is unreasonable. GM stated in our time of recession and economic crisis, stated that ethical and religious views played a key fact when they surveyed a group of Sudanese on the cloning idea. They presented them with the idea of clones, and the Sudanese even rejected the use of genetically altered crops, such as corn, to feed them. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that the use of these clones as food will not be useful until we have enough research to figure out if they are healthy enough for our society first, and then for other societies outside the United States. We don't want to start giving food to other companies or to other nations when we don't know if it's healthy or not. So the cloning of animals for food should be illegal.